I am so excited to bring on to Uptown Palante a friend and Uptown leader who wears so many hats, Sandra Harris. Welcome to Uptown Palante.
Thank you, Mino. Gracias. Delighted to be here in our first episode of Palante. And thank you so much for offering this platform to our community at this critical time. Thank you.
Of course. And it's all about building community. And as you heard, today's focused on small businesses. And I know that's a big part of your heart and your work is supporting our businesses. And we know that during this time, when many of them are not deemed essential businesses, we'd love to hear, what is New York Presbyterian doing? What is the Chamber doing to support them? I know the NOMA fund is there, but maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what that is.
Sure. So the NOMA Fund, New York Presbyterian, graciously, in collaboration with Congressman Espaillat, dedicated $10 million to offer immediate relief to our small business community, which we recognize is the backbone of the economy of our communities in Washington Heights and Inwood. The fund is being administered through the Hispanic Federation. It's a simple 2-pager application in both English and Spanish. And I am pleased to announce that to date, the fund has awarded $1.9 million to small businesses in our community. Yes,
That's amazing.
El dinerito viene.
Sí.
One of the important things that we really want businesses to know, that our institutions are here, our neighbors are here to support you. So while we don't know yet when we're all going to be back to normal, our so-called new normal, we want to make sure to bring some relief for them now and then continue to work with them into the future as we reopen our communities. In addition to the NYP Recovery Fund, the Washington Heights and Inwood Chamber of Commerce has been working in terms of promoting our businesses. We just heard from Uni Coffee. So we are also keeping an inventory of our businesses that are operating because they need the businesses. Necesitamos continuar apoyándolos y brindándole el servicio a cada uno de ellos. So we want to encourage the community to continue to reach out to our local businesses and really engage and make sure that they know that we're here and there to support them as consumers and also as our community partners.
Sí, es tan importante, and I saw that list, and it's so important that we know who's available and order delivery, order coffee. ¿Cuáles son? One of the things that I love that for the NOMA Fund, it's so accessible in the way that, it's also in Spanish, porque es tanto de nuestro negocio. Tú sabes que hablan español, porque somos migrantes in town, right? So what are some ways that the Chamber is helping our Spanish-speaking business owners, and maybe ways that we as individuals can support that?
Absolutely. So one of the ways, as we all know, we have a new wave of surplus dollars that are coming to small businesses. So we're facilitating the translation of the application process. We've partnered with UMass, Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone, who will have technical assistance in both English and Spanish. So what the Chamber has done is really what we hope our entire community can begin to do, is really look to our partners, because together we can provide better services to our community. So there are applications in both. It's a quick-based application that is now online, English and Spanish, and hopefully streamlining this complicated SBA applications for our small businesses in ways that our businesses can understand and facilitate that process. So we want to urge our neighbors to let our businesses know that the New York Women of Chamber of Commerce is there, the Washington Heights Inwood Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Harlem, UMass, and all these other, the Hispanic Federation, they're all there to help them navigate through this difficult process, because we want to make sure que los dineritos lleguen a nuestra comunidad.
Así mismo. And I think, something that I know you always speak about is that trust, right? Our bodeguero, like I know him and he knows me, right? And el salonero, el barbero, like even though they're not open now, many of us have their phone numbers, or even if they're open, just go in and let them know, mira, this is a real thing. Call this number, go to this website, and we will share all those materials here as well, because sometimes when you hear directly de tu gente, de lo mío, así es que vale, right?
Exactly. So one of the things that we have been participating as a chamber in the Congressman's weekly update for small businesses. And the driving theme is reach out get your trusted community ambassadors. And that's what we want to make sure. If you go to the chamber website and the Hispanic Federation, you will see all these resources and ways to connect del bodeguero a la salonera. Who knows when we're going to come back to do our hair. But making sure that they know that they're not alone. A lot of them are feeling very intimidated because they're getting calls from people that they don't trust, from institutions that they do not trust in the process of filling out the PPP applications. So we want to let them know the Hispanic Federation and all of our chambers have come together to make sure that they have a direct portal of trusted ambassadors to help them through the process.
Thank you so much. And one thing, I know my daughter and I, Malucia and I, painted some rainbows. We put them in storefronts. And I think in addition to that, to letting them know, yes, keep doing that. And also go and reach out. And as Sandra said, let them know that these are trusted things and how they can get the resources. One of the things that we've heard, and you mentioned, the new normal, right? We hear that a lot. And one of the things that at People's Theater Project we've spoken about for years, but now it was surprising even even in one of the daily briefings, the governor mentioned reimagining, right? It's not about reopening, but how are we reimagining? How do you see Washington Heights reimagining its small businesses, reimagining our communities so that we can rise up at the end of this?
Mino, when I think of that question, I was reminded of all the things we've been through as a community, right? Our community is resilient. So when I think of a reimagined Washington Heights, I get back to our connections, our sense of connection, sharing, and partnership. There's this saying, it's not who you know, it's what you know. In our community, it's who you know, what you know, all together, because we're going to need to rely on our social services providers to bring in the pieces that they can contribute, on our institutions to bring the research and education that our community needs, on our healthcare providers to really make sure that we're fit to embrace this, and obviously on the artist community to make sure that we do this with love, joy, and laughter, and reminding us of all the blessings that we have together as a community. So for me, a reimagined Washington Heights is a more connected Washington Heights. Comenzamos a vocear por la ventana, bájame la sombrilla que la necesito. We're going to see more of that. And we know how to do that well because we're compassionate people, we're loving people, and it's what we do.
Yes. That's it. That's what we do, and that's what we will continue to do even in times of crisis.
Yes.
Even if we're hugging each other from afar, pero estamos juntos de
From
lo mío.
afar, yes, estamos juntos. And thank you for all that you're doing in the artist community. Keep those drums beating.
Yes.
We need to hear them more than ever.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sandra. You are one of the things that gives me hope. Thank you for your advocacy and for your love of Uptown y pa'lante. Thank you so much for coming.
Pa'lante.